Hey guys, Glenn Murray, affiliate profit pages, and work with Glenn Murray. What's it? No, yeah, workwithglenmurray.com and glenmurrayonline.com. It's been a while since I did a video, so here it is. I'm going to give you, this one is the 24 ways to drive more traffic to your website. Now, this is really important, guys. You need to have a website. If you're marketing out there and you don't have a website, then you are missing out on so much money. There's so many things you can do with a website. You need to have a website or a funnel or whatever you have. I recommend having both. And stick around to the end. I'll give you a really great, easy thing that you can implement. And I'm going to show you my little secret method to getting a bunch of signups almost every single day. But first off, let's talk about 24 ways that you can increase your website traffic. Okay, sorry guys, I got my image here and my notes in front of me, so I'm ready to go. Okay, so number one, and this is gonna, make sure you hit subscribe and notification. Okay, I'm gonna just cruise through these really quickly, guys, so if you wanna grab a pen, if not, I will put a link to my blog where I will post all these for you, and I'll put a link at the bottom in the description so you can go on there and you can read them. So, number one, participate in social media. Guys, you have to be doing it. I'm doing it right now on YouTube. I'm participating in social media. I'm creating some content for people to get to know me, I can talk about my stuff. Basically, it's a platform. I'm gonna share this into my blog. I'm going to share it into Facebook. I'll put a link to it in Instagram. I'll put a link to it in Pinterest. I'll put a link to it in Twitter. So I'm just creating. I'm creating this sort of link farm for myself through social media. So you gotta participate in social media, even if you don't like it, guys. I don't really particularly like Facebook. I do very little. Unfortunately, I should do more engagement in there. I don't like that platform very much. That's just not my thing. So. Anyway, but you got to participate in social media. Okay, that's number one. And you're going to drive traffic you will drive traffic by participating in social media. That's probably the number one thing. Next to advertising, and that's coming up. Okay, number two, to get more traffic to your website, because how are they going to find your website? Well, they're going to either be referred to it by possibly they do a search, and that headline, whatever your little description is. Headlines, guys, you got to have irresistible headlines. You have to have headlines that are going to captivate people to click. You need to write the headline. Like, people spend 90% of a lot of articles are it's about headlines, guys. It's making sure that people click it. Same with when you're doing email marketing. That subject line is so important. And think about it. So many people are like, oh, I send emails to get sales. No, guys, you send an email, right? A subject line in order for them to open the email. And you write the email not to get a sale, in order for them to click that link. That link they click then takes them to the sales page, and that's where the selling should take place. So remember, so headlines are the same things. The headline is not to sell something. The headline is to get the person to read through the article to find out why that they need this thing, that whatever you're talking about, or they need this information, or they need the training, or whatever you're sharing with them. They need it, and that headline needs to get them to read the article. Number three, this is a really simple one, and people don't do it. I see it all the time. Link back to other posts on your site. You gotta have that, because what Google's looking for is, if Google wants to find a website that they can keep, that people will stay on, that means it's a popular website. That means it's got good information. So if you have an article and you can link to another article that's relevant on your site, and then from that one you can keep someone on your site for a very long time, and Google loves that, and they're just going to put you up in the ranking. You're going to get way more traffic that way. So that's a great one. Again, what am I doing right now? Video should be part of your content strategy, guys. Even if you don't like being on video, it's really important that you do video. You can make slideshows. You can talk over it. You can basically send an article to Fiverr and have someone make a video for you. But you should really be making videos. And there's tons of programs. Actually, I'll put a link in that description on my website. So go to my website and you'll see in the video section, I'll put a link to a really cool tool that actually basically creates little videos for you on whatever you need. You just basically put in a couple of keywords and it'll create a video for you. Really, really cool stuff. What do we at here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, if you're liking it, make sure you give me a thumbs up. and smash the like button, as they say. Okay, 5, engage with your audience on social media. So remember what I said about using social media by posting stuff? You also have to engage. And guys, I fail on this one a lot. I'm better at it. I used to be terrible at it. But you need to engage with people. You need to have conversations. I'm not one for small talk. I really hate rapport building and small talk. I like to get to the point. So sometimes my interactions on social media are very short. So if you do interact with me on social media, it's not like I don't like people. It's just I don't like small talk. I like get to the point when someone's like, "Hey, how are you? How's your family?" All this kind of stuff. I'm like, sort of, that's not relevant. You get to the point that you want to have with me. So a lot of times I'll say, "Hey, thanks. Everything's good. Do you have a question?" Right? Let's get into a conversation. Let's see if we can share some information that's going to be beneficial for each other. So you want to make sure you engage in social media. At the same time, it's really great to give accolades to people instead of saying something like "How are you?" Right? Like message someone and say, "Hey, I saw this thing you posted. That was really cool." Like that's a great opener, and that's a way to really engage as opposed to "Hi, how are you? How's your family?" or something like that. It seems fake to me. Okay, I think we're on number 6. Make sure your website is mobile friendly. This is really easy to do these days. If I'll put a link to a WordPress builder. Like guys, WordPress is so easy these days. When I first tried WordPress years ago, it was so clunky, and now it's so simple to use. It basically one button install, boom, it's on your site. Super easy to use. I use very basic themes, guys, like super basic themes that just work, because you want your theme to be able to go onto a phone, onto a tablet, onto a desktop, and back and forth, and be seamless and fast, right? So you want to make sure it's fast. And that's number 7. Make sure your website loads quickly. When was the last time you waited 20 to 30 seconds for a website to load? You probably didn't. You probably clicked off. I click off in about 7 seconds. If that page is blank and I'm not seeing anything, I clicked off it. I'll go back to my Google search and I'll go to the next one. I'm not going to click on that again because I want the information like that. I don't want to be waiting time. So you got to make sure your website loads fast. Don't buy cheap server. Get good hosting. Get reputable hosting. Again, go to the link in this where these tips are, and I'll put a link to the hosting that I recommend. Amazing, fast. They're super fast. There's actually 2 companies that I've used, and they're both good. I have a lot of blogs, guys, so I have a couple of different servers that I use, and I also like to be able to refer and tell people what's good and bad. Okay, what are we at? Number 8. Begin blogging as a guest. This is a great way. Like ask people if you can put up a guest post. Now don't go spam. Write a good quality post. Maybe it's someone in your niche, in your industry. Write a good quality post for them and give it to them, and you'll be able to go. And you don't have to spam any links in there. You just put "Who are you?" and people are going to look for you and look for your website. Another thing is invite guest bloggers, right? Invite people to come on, but make sure that they're giving you quality content. Don't always check with. There's a tool called Copyscape. You want to be checking that someone's not just giving you totally material that's been just spun or something like that, and it's terribly written and stuff like that. Make sure you get good quality stuff, because the better quality your content is, the more Google is going to reward you. And then what's cool is that you can take that guest blogger information. You could do a video about it. You could do a PDF on it. You could give a download. You could collect an email and say, "Hey, I've also got this download." Or then go do an interview with that person and put it together as a little audio gift for your subscribers, right? Okay, I don't know what number we're at now, 9 or something like that. Encourage an environment of community. This is huge. If you're into network marketing or anything like that, make sure that you're creating a community. My wife is amazing at it. She has a knitting group that has gone from just a few people. She's well over 500 people in her knitting group, her little local knitting group. It keeps growing and growing and growing. She just makes a sense of community in there, right? And why does she do it? Because she loves to knit. So if you're doing a business that you don't love, maybe it's not the thing to be doing. So find your passion, and then find a business that you can put along with your passion. And it's a great sort of thing. So make a community, make sure you feel welcome, create a Facebook group that people can come and be part of your world, especially if you're an affiliate marketer and you're building a team or anything like that, or a network marketer, you want to build that community. On-page SEO is still important. You want to make sure that you're doing that. There's great tools out there. There's Yoast. There's all-in-one SEO. I personally use Rank Math. I just make sure I check. I'll go for a key phrase. I'll check it out with some tools. I go, yeah, that's a good phrase to go for, and that'll be what my post is based on, and I'll try to rank it, get that long tail keyword kind of thing. Analyze your analytics, guys. My analytics window is open just as much as my ClickBank and my other programs, and my email service provider. So they're all open all the time because I'm always checking. I want to see how many opens I got in that email. I want to see what my engagement is on my analytics. I have my search console going. I want to see how my websites are performing. I also have my AdSense going because I'm running AdSense. I want to see that I'm getting good impressions, and what's my RPM, which is your rate per 1,000 pages, like how much you're making per 1,000 pages, and how to boost that up, kind of thing. So super important. Make sure you're watching your analytics. I mentioned this briefly earlier. Next one is long tail keywords. So for example, instead of going, website traffic, which is really hard to rank for, ways to get more traffic to your website, like that whole phrase, and that's what you would try to rank for. That's called a long tail keyword. So you're banking on someone's going to write that entire phrase in the search engine, and you're going to rank for that phrase, right? And that's a long tail keywords. And so of course you're targeting the website traffic because it's in your long tail, but because if you're a smaller site, you're not going to be able to rank for just that. So if you can rank for the longer tail, then you'll start getting some traction on those shorter tails. So there's more sort of primary keywords. Seek out referral traffic. Basically, guys, make friends. Sometimes you can try to get someone to post for you, and it works a little bit. But here's a better solution. Make really good content that begs to be linked to, right? Have really good solutions. People will link to it. They'll use your material and link to it to just basically give a better experience to their user. So that's a really good thing about writing good content. Advertise, we already talked about it, guys. Advertising is by far the easiest way to get traffic to your website. It costs money, and that's reality. So all the rest of the stuff you can almost do for free. Advertising is where the buck hits the bank, or what's it called? I don't know the expression. Where you spend money. Here's a really good one. LinkedIn, guys. I've talked about social media, but LinkedIn is a special social media one. And what's really cool about LinkedIn is because it's a business-centric social media platform, it's a really great place to share your content. But that being said, there's other places. Medium is a great place to share your content. Reddit is a good place to share your content. So go out and find a platform that works for you. Put a snippet, put like a teaser paragraph of what you're writing about, and then say the rest of this article, read the rest of this article on your blog, and you can drive traffic back to it, right? Comment section. Always be monitoring your comment section. Again, just like engaging in social media, you want to engage with people that are commenting. Make sure they're it's horrible when I comment on something and nothing, right? And it's just crickets. But when I comment on something and the influencer or whoever comments back and go, hey, thanks for the comment, or love it, or they give a thumbs up, you just feel great, right? Yeah, and you're going to be going back and seeing more of that person. They're going to stick in your head more. Here's kind of a techie one, but it's really important. And again, going with WordPress, like rank math, these kind of things, they can kind of do that. So make sure you apply microdata schema. Schema is just a way that, so when you write your post, you've got your headers and your paragraphs. Well, Google now is so smart. They can take, if you have like 10 or 11 headers, they can take that, especially if they're descriptions like I've done here, they can turn that into a little list that you'll see right on Google. You'll see that list of the top things that they're calling for. You can put a table of contents. You can put ratings. You can put social media. You can put all these sort of things, and that schema Google will pick up, and they'll go and it'll just add to the experience in the search page, right? On the search page, you're going to be able to have more stuff that your page is going to attract more attention by having the other stuff. Super important. I said this earlier too. Interview leaders, interview other people in your industry, in your niche. go out and seek out people that are in your industry and interview them, and use that as, you can use it as content for your site, you can use it as content to give away, you can collect emails with it, whatever it is. And you'd be surprised how many people are interested in being interviewed, because it just gives more value to your audience, but it also gives more value to their audience. And you know what? They will share those interviews. So it's a win-win for everybody. Email marketing is a must, guys. You got to be sending an email to your list. You got to be collecting emails and sending emails. I will show you my #1 list building program. Again, go to the website. I'll put a link to this blog post. Go there and you'll see my #1 list building tool. It'll be there. Check out what your competition is doing. Like, look up your competition, find out who's doing the same as you, and sort of pick like 5 or 10 people that you're similar to, or businesses or niches that you're similar to. Watch what they're doing. Watch what they're posting. What are they writing about? How are they structuring their pages? What are they using for lead magnets? How are they collecting emails, right? So that's really, really important. And you can do that easily. You can see which pages are ranking. I use a tool called Ubersuggest. It works very well. There's lots of them out there. SEMrush, well, all these ones. Start doing webinars. That's a great one. I have done webinars in the past. I need to start doing it again. It's just a great way to do it. And even when you start small, even if you start with a very small webinar, when you continue to do it, you will build momentum, and you'll have people just coming and joining you. This is kind of a weird one, but get known from and learn from conferences or conventions. Whatever your niche is about, go to a couple conventions or conferences or whatever in your niche and talk to people. Remember, bring your business cards, hand out your cards that have your website on it. You will drive traffic back to your website by being at those conferences. Better yet, if you can speak at them, and maybe you're kind of up in your niche, then go speak at these places, and you're going to get a ton of traffic back to your website for people checking you out. And last but not least, shake it up. Don't make a formatted post, all of them the same. Make short posts, make snippet posts, make long posts, make video posts. Just make it interesting, right? People don't want to go and find the same thing, the cookie cutter same thing all the time, because your site will start looking too similar. So like if you have the same sort of writing technique all the time, break it up. Like, a really great way to do a post, guys, is just do a snippet post. Do a curated post. Go find a post that you really like, and instead of trying to necessarily write your own like that, take the first paragraph and link back to that site. Give that person some juice, because what's happening is you're driving more traffic to your site, and if you've got your blog set up correctly and you've got some buttons for people to push, you're going to be able to get some people onto your email list, or people clicking on the links, whatever it is. Okay, so I promised you I'm going to show you something that's getting me a ton of signups, and it's really, really simple. And I'll just show. So this is actually the post, guys, that we're doing this from. And again, this is a great thing to do. Write a post, go do a video on it, add the video to the post. So when I'm done the video will go onto this. But this right here, guys. So a couple things. You see this yellow bar across the top? Notice how it stays? Guys, signups every single day from that. The other thing is, in the very first paragraph of my post now, I've been trying this very bright McDonald's looking yellow with red the button. Guys, this is just getting signups all the time. It's crazy. Way better than a pop-up. I have a pop-up that comes up too. Rarely do pop-ups work maybe I'm not writing the right content, the right content in the pop-up. I've tried so many different contents. It's so fleeting how many signups I get from a pop-up. But guys, a button right in the article, man, it's powerful. It's just like pop. Like, it's about every 3 or 4 hours another person signs up on my list. They go right into, they get sent to a sales page, they get put right into a series, an autoresponder series, and then of course they're emailed to. So that is it, guys. Hopefully that is helpful for you. Let me jump back on here. And there we go. How long was that? Holy cow, 20 minutes. That's pretty good. 24 tips in 20 minutes. Okay, so hopefully that's helpful for you guys. Make sure that you hit subscribe. Make sure that you come back to my channel and check things out. And again, go to the blog. I'm going to put some links in there. Make sure that you're checking out. If you want to know the programs that I promote and my number one program, it's in the description below. It'll be my resources. Go check it out. Even if you're trying to get information about building your own landing pages or building your own email series, subscribe to those programs because they all have an autoresponder series attached to them. And what I recommend to everyone is, like, even if you're not interested in buying the program, I recommend buying them because I belong to them. I paid for them. They're great programs. Even if you don't, stay on the email list, open up the emails, and then copy the content of the emails, put it into a notepad, keep that as your swipe file, and then have that as inspiration. So when you build your list, you can go back and go, oh, I need an email. You can go back and find the different emails. You can find different email styles. I mix it up. Some of my emails are short, some of them are long. So a lot of them I use other marketers' emails, and then I make it my own. A swipe file is not called steal. It means to take it as inspiration. But definitely make a thing. So it's recommended that you want to subscribe. All right, guys. Hopefully that's helpful. Again, hit the subscribe button. Go to the blog. Read through the 24 ways, and I wish you all the best on building your traffic. And go click the button on the blog and see where it takes you. All right, guys. Cheers.